It's Unk&Nephew, baby. Drop the beat.
Hit that beat. Yeah. A lot of stuff on my mind right now, man. I gotta kick this freestyle about the Unk&Nephew podcast. It's Unk&Nephew. Unk&Nephew. You know what it do, it's Unk&Nephew.
Yeah.
We at the damn fool. We don't go to school, it's Unk&Nephew. Unk&Nephew.
When?
Coming to you. Yeah, you know what it do, son. Yeah, Ray Dick can't get hard.
Wait a minute, hold on.
I got bars. My name's Jerrel, I'm nephew.
I'm not digging this at all.
I don't go to school. I'm real cool. This
school.
Nigga ain't fool.
Don't call me
always
on the mic.
mad cause I'm listening to rap music he don't like. I'm always spitting hard on the mic. I like white girls and black girls. It's a hot world. Wait, what?
That shit was terrible.
It's trash. That was
Man, that's
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yo, that's a hard ass intro.
What are we doing? They love it.
They
How we gonna introduce ourselves?
I just told you right before we started recording.
Tell me again.
God damn. Okay. What we're gonna do is we're going to do the regular introduction of what the podcast is. Okay.
Right.
And then stop trying to interrupt me while I'm
not
explaining.
trying to interrupt you.
I'm trying to explain what we're doing. We're gonna do the introduction. Unk&Nephew. It's
Right.
Jerrel, Beamon, nephew. Raymond Jackson.
No. I want to say my own name.
Well, I try to let you say your own name, but when I say, "Hey, we got Unk," you just sit there. You don't.
I'm not sitting there.
You just sit there. You're having daydreams
Yeah,
about
but
Halle
shit, you
Berry
just
or
looking
whatever.
at me, you even
Whatever
point
the
at
fuck
me or
old
something.
niggas do.
Ain't
I don't
nobody old,
look.
young motherfucker.
Look, okay. Welcome to the. We're recording. Welcome to the podcast, Unk&Nephew podcast. Man, my name's Jerrel, Beamon, nephew. This is.
I'm Raymond Jackson. I'm Unk, baby. Shit.
He did it right this time. Look, man, we two comics from Dayton, Ohio that got a lot of generational differences, man. This is my OG. This is my guy. I'm a young dude in the scene. But today it's not really just about us, Ray.
No, it's not.
It's about our very special guest today. Crazy, sick-ass poet from Dayton, Ohio, man. Introduce yourself. What's your name?
Lawrence Fishburne Jr.
This...
What?
This nigga. Welcome to TheBarsKid, everybody. Applause button. TheBarsKid, bars.
My old ass really thought that was his name and shit.
He was like, damn, his mama really named him that.
Shit, I was like, damn, this is
Nah, man, TheBarsKid, man, he's actually a very good poet, man. I had the pleasure of meeting you, man. I remember it was the open mic, Rick Sexton's mic when it was at Inglewood.
Yeah.
Was at Inglewood, man. And I don't even think you was there the week that I met him. You knew Ray for a while.
Yeah, I'm on the say he done cracked on me plenty of times.
He done, yeah, we already know. That's all he wants to do is crack on people, man. That's all he want to do. He got me too. First time he met me, man.
sometimes it be like that.
It's all love.
It's love.
Nah, this nigga Deboing people.
If I talk about you, that means something's interesting about you.
Yeah,
Some people been wanting to get talked about. I'd be like, I'm not gonna talk about it. What are
It's
you?
like there's nothing to talk about.
Nothing about talking about you.
Nah, TheBarsKid, man. He's I really wanted to highlight his talent, what he's doing in the city, because I don't want to just have this podcast be just comedians and shit. We know 1,000 comedians, but I don't know too many, like poets. I didn't really know how poetry really was, man. Y'all are different with how y'all perform it. For real. Because you just do poetry in school. You don't you just writing rhymes and shit. You think it's some Dr. Seuss, Dr. Seuss type green neck. You don't even know. These cats, man, are the most supportive artists I done ever met, Ray. When I see these guys perform. Y'all will, when y'all up there, y'all going like, somebody's like, I got a new piece to do. New shit?
Yeah, you can
New shit.
You can smell it, man. You ain't even flush it yet, man.
And then when y'all cats is saying, it's fire, it's hitting, y'all be going like, rewind it, we gotta hear. They hype each other up. Comics, we don't do that at all.
Yeah. Well, I'm always amazed that it's like both you guys are like kind of young, so I'm always looking at the young, I call them the kids,
Thundercats.
The Thundercats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Thundercats.
Whippersnappers.
Yeah, but
Gosh darn whippersnappers.
But how did you get into the whole art of poetry and spoken word?
Well, it started at Ponens High School. I used to get in trouble in class for rapping, and you know, my mom was getting a lot of calls home because it was like, hey, you should do your work. I was like, nah, bitch, I'm trying to win the Grammys. So
that's that Thundercat energy, right?
I'll get you 3 days right there.
I'm about to say I went to Dayton Public School, so they really wasn't gonna suspend us.
I hope you didn't call your teacher a bitch. That's all I'm saying. Oh,
I'm sorry, Mom. I don't even think she knew that
it's
until
Dayton Public, man.
Yeah, but I'm about to say, I was like, yeah, bitch, I'm trying to win the Grammys. So like, and of course she was a white teacher, so like she really didn't understand. so like my counselor came to the classroom and he was like, hey, bro, you ever thought about like poetry? And I was like, nah, nigga, I'm trying to rap. He was like, nah, poetry here. And then I was like, like he just opened his hands, and I was like, oh man, this shit alright. And so yeah, he like after school was an open mic downtown, and it was Atlas, Leroy, Trip, and basically Underdog Academy. It's a group out in the city. They be doing poetry and shit.
Them cats in the city really doing their thing. Shout out them.
Yeah, shout out my OGs, man. Ugly ass niggas. But yeah,
Thundercat energy, man.
Yeah. Black
hater poet already.
Absolutely. But yeah, I'm on to say they took me to my first open mic and I seen them perform, and I'm on to say that really like sparked my interest and was like, damn, y'all niggas getting paid from this shit? Nigga, I'm a broke high school nigga with talent.
So that's when you said we taking. As soon as you saw, oh wait, there's monetary gain, nigga, poetry.
I was like, nigga, poetry, money, and women,
chicks, yes.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, sign me up.
Because the rap, you can fuck around and get shot.
Yeah,
I'm not hearing too many poets.
Yeah, I'm about to say I've been a part of my fair share of poetry beef, but you know,
how do poets beef?
What is poetry beef?
So all right, so boom, right. I ain't gonna.
When he started rubbing the cheek, I don't even mean to interrupt, but when he started rubbing it,
I gotta hear this.
All right. So look, right. So once again, me being in high school, young Thundercat, right? I was in this poetry group, and one of the older niggas in the poetry community, we had a poetry slam in my high school, and he was a judge. All the other judges was in this nigga group. So I'm like, all right, cool, you feel me? These niggas didn't see me perform before. They know I got the shit for real. I win the competition. All the other niggas dapped me up like, yeah, nigga, good shit. I went to shake his hand and he didn't shake my hand. And it was in front of everybody. And so that competition was just for my school. Then we go to Victoria Theater. This bitch is sold the fuck out. And I'm competing against other kids from Dayton Public School. All right. I win that shit.
Right.
Went to shake his hand again in front of everybody. Mm-hmm. No handshake. And I was like, oh yeah, it's up.
He was like, it's up now.
So
it's real.
Yeah, so like backstage, you feel me? Everybody go to like each school had like their separate dressing room or whatever. And okay. I'm the only one from my school, so I'm in there. Fuck this bitch ass nigga, man. Nigga ain't want to shake my hand. It's cool. Watch this.
Wait, were you writing rhymes?
Yes, I wrote a diss poem in like 15 minutes.
He did a hit 'em up poem.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like no Vaseline, but like poetry related. And I'm about to say the next open mic I went to, he just so happened to be there. And everybody was like, hey, he here. I'm like, man, nigga, it's a bet. I threw my black hoodie on. They was like, coming to the stage, TheBarsKid. I went up. I said it, and I only wrote 4 lines directly like about him.
Okay.
But when I say everybody in the building lost their shit, because they was like, yeah, we hate this nigga too. We just didn't know how to say it. And I was like, oh, I got support.
Oh man, you took him down.
Oh yeah.
8 Mile goes poetry, huh? That's what we have.
We did, yeah. That was 8 Mile poetry, man.
Clarence parents.
That was your, that was your clearance. That was your.
So what happened after that?
Oh, I'm on to say somebody recorded it, posted it on Facebook, tagged him, and then I had everybody else in like that was there tagging, and then he inboxed me and he was like, you too talented, man. This ain't the way to go about it. I was like, shut your bitch ass up, nigga. I got 1,000 views on my first video, nigga.
Man, Thundercat. Look at Ray.
Cause like we do comedy, like there's no real comedy beef at times. You just know, like
don't do that. There be comedy beef,
but they don't come like that though. Like he went right at him though.
Yeah, and like, listen, I don't.
I'm sorry.
I'm a lot more like refined now, and like you feel me. I'm classy about this.
You try
shit.
to lead by example now. So the youngins looking up to you then?
Not for real. Cause listen,
I'm sitting here listening like, damn, I didn't even know cuz get down like that.
I'm petty. Like I'm naturally petty.
Okay.
And so like in the middle of performance, like for comics, like if y'all see something, y'all improv and talk about it.
Yeah.
I do that shit with poetry. So I'm like, bro, if I see somebody in the crowd that I don't like, I'm gonna look at you, say the line that's like in the poem that I feel like relates to you. Like
what?
Like if I said bitch ass nigga like in the middle of the poem, but I looked at him, to me, nobody else is in the room. It's just you. Like, nigga, you's a bitch ass nigga. And then crowd's gonna go crazy.
Oh my God.
Because the crowd love toxic shit. And
you're just feeding into what the people, it's like wrestling. You the character. Yeah. You're like, the character that they want.
Yeah, I'm like the John Cena. I'm like the 2007 John Cena.
People don't remember him, but Edge.
Yeah, they do.
The Edge.
Yeah,
he was like the bad guy, kind of. But everybody loved him.
Yeah, because it's like, listen, I'm gonna ruin your life. But Vince McMahon loves me, and he put me here for a reason.
You're the bad guy of poetry then. You're kind of the great, they're the this is the ruthless aggression version of poetry.
Yeah, I'm the gray area of poetry. So like you can either, you feel me, keep your distance.
Bruh.
My performance goes smooth. I shake your hand and we get up out of here. Or shit just goes left and now it turns into a battle and you didn't even want to battle.
All right, not the toxic kid. Not the
so is there
the BarsKid?
But I've heard you, man, and I've heard you, and it was always like some smooth, melodic, like the similes and everything, and you know, I was like, oh, kid got skills with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I've never really seen you. If you was battling, it went over my head because I was just caught up in.
We probably ain't caught him in it though. Like we probably because it's not. Well, only time we see him is like the everything open mics. We're not even at the like poetry shows.
So,
I
like
ain't never even been
slam.
to a poetry like type thing.
So I'm about to say I was just in Columbus, right? And I had a show up there, and it was basically like in a small room with a small stage, and it looked like a little battle rap scene. And I was like, man, I'm about to go the fuck off in here. But coming into the show, it was some dudes outside, and like they was having like a little cipher and shit. And I walked straight through their cipher because they wasn't talking about shit. And so all these niggas were front row.
Damn.
When I went on stage and I opened up the show.
Ah, man.
And all these niggas are like, they're front row.
Mean mugging?
Yeah,
mean mugging?
Mean mugging, arms crossed. And then like they girls are just floating behind them and like in between. And I'm like, yeah, watch this. And I'm about to say, can I get into what the fuck?
Get into it, man. Yeah. You need to stand. If you need to get in a thing,
I'm good.
Do what you need to do to get in it.
So this is, what y'all are about to see is rare. It's just rare, like battle rap shit.
All right.
I'm done being nice to you niggas. I'm too nice for you niggas. See, if you want me on your stage, it's a price for you niggas. I be bugging off the top of the dome when I'm in that zone. So it's safe to say that I got lights on you niggas. I'm the light for you niggas. I'm too bright for you niggas. I can't believe I used to believe the hype from you niggas, and it's a lot of guns in the message you type to these niggas. Why you type to these niggas? Why you co-signing these niggas? Never mind. See, I put 4-5 to these niggas like Jordan retirement pictures, and I inspire new niggas to go inspire new niggas. Like them diamonds don't shine on you niggas. The light from the lightest line, it ain't bright for you niggas. And I told something that be sniping you niggas, nah. Pen game insane. Maybe I should just write for you niggas. Overcame you lames. Had to reach some new heights on you niggas. I told myself the year was mine. It was just a matter of time. See, I sat back, reflected, let my mind unwind, picked up a couple hobbies, even dabbled in wine. Governor of the game, I feel like Mike DeWine. But see, now I'm at a level that's too far to climb. My peers far behind. Your new chick, you eyeing the dollar past the dime, but she a diamond in the mind that I'm trying to make mine. But back to killing y'all while I casually kill time. See, I'm separate from the world, so your calls get declined. And I never understood why these niggas constantly lie. And if you don't know how to address me, your bank's name is fine. It's bars, nigga. Like that's the type of time I be
this on. Nigga snap. He said I should write for you. He said I should write for you niggas.
You heard that? Nigga.
I needed to hear the real error for a second. Because that was evil. That was, God. You just said it to their face.
Yeah, and like they're all front row. And like when I say like the mean mugs I saw from them, but their girls are behind them going crazy. Like they rewind, say it again. And I'm like, yeah, like you got to ride home with that.
Hold up, though. Was this off top? Or were you using some stock stuff you already had moving in on them?
That was raw emotion. Like
just off.
Like they was like they said, coming to the stage, the bars kid, and like as people were clapping, I yell, "I'm done being nice to you niggas," and everybody got quiet immediately. And then it just happened. And then I got into my actual set. Like I didn't even do my intro.
Man,
like,
I know your intro when you go like I'm a poet, feed off the energy.
Yeah, so if I'm bad, it's your fault. I never got a chance to get into that because my energy was already there, and I'm like, I don't need y'all right now.
I don't even need what.
Yeah,
so basically, that kind of, from what I'm listening to you, that kind of like separated you from other poets because you could observe the situation and put that right into the act, which I probably say 95% of the competition couldn't even. They're like, I can't do that. Yeah, I can't do that. That's the gift right there. Like this is real freestyle.
Yeah, and like what a lot of people don't know about me is like, yeah, like I'm real animated when I perform, but like off stage, like if you've seen me at a show, I'm real like to myself. I don't really want to talk. I don't want to talk to nobody.
I always like that about you. It'll make you in the zone.
Yeah, and they be like, how come he don't? I'm like, listen, because if I talk to you before I get on stage and talk to everybody, you might not like what you hear coming out of my mouth before I get on stage.
Because you're so observant. Whatever this combo, it could get put into what you. So you saying. You come in with a set list already. Yeah. But depending on the vibe or whatever the room, I can
change, like I can just interchange poems. Like so like it's like playing 2K. You got your starting five, but like sometimes your best players be on the bench. And so like I come in with my set, like my go-to starters. But if it's like, oh, it's a bunch of women in here, love poems.
Word.
Just sprinkle 3 in. And then still keep the 2 like crowd lovers, and then after that, hey, what's your Instagram? Don't worry about it.
So
you said don't worry about it. Nigga, you giving that Instagram? Don't do that.
So do you get like poetry? So you got like poetry groupies? Is that what you kind of saying? Like
absolutely.
There's poetry thotties,
man,
bruh. Because we got them the chuckle fuckers for comedians. We got y'all got poet. I didn't know poetry was it. Ray, I'm done being the comment.
Talk about. The chuckle fuckers?
Chuckle fuckers. Ray's the chuckle fucker king.
Wow.
No, not anymore. Not anymore.
Okay.
He got stories.
I got some comedy bodies. Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
We be in the comedy club. He shows spots.
But like for real, it's people gravitate to a couple things like with poets. Okay. It's either how they present themselves on stage, their content, or just like who they are as a person. Luckily for me, women just seem to gravitate to the fact that like, oh, his content's nice, he performs on stage very well, and he's the youngest person in the building 99.9% of the time.
Yeah, okay, so that Thundercat helps.
And I ain't gonna lie, my fashion is crazy. So like I just be wearing whatever the fuck I want to. Like yesterday I had a show at a casino, and I literally just went blazer, no shirt.
Where was it at? Here in Dayton?
Yeah, it was at the Hollywood Gaming Casino.
Okay, yeah, I know it's fine. All right, they having poetry there?
Yeah, and like, what? And like to like for my goofy ass to just be in somebody's casino, ain't gamble. They was like, yeah, They was like, the table's over there. I'm like, I didn't come here to gamble. I'm at work.
Well, how old are you, BarsKid?
23. I just turned 23.
And you started poetry when?
16.
Okay. So you've been at it, what is it, 7?
Yeah, I ain't good at math. I ain't even gonna
7 years? Yeah, I was going to look over to Ray.
Don't look at me.
I went to peripheral school, but I don't know.
Parochial.
We still, that was a callback to an episode.
Let me get my calculator out.
That's sad.
Nah, you gotta get the calculator out if you want to do my years of comedy.
You've been doing it 7.
Yeah, it's a solid 7 and some change.
He up here saying poems and sucking titties. That's what he doing.
Well, hey, shout out to the yams.
Man, I was gonna say
the yams and the melons.
Man.
Poetry groupies. So what's the average demographic of the shows you're doing in the poetry scene? What's the age median? Like, is it 30s, 20s?
It's anywhere from like 19 to like I didn't seen 60-year-olds in the cut, and like they just come up, hey young man, like first
They
of all,
like, you remind me of Langston Hughes. Come here.
they was like you, like, and then like the old heads, they be like, do you know who what's that kid J. Cole? Do you know who he is?
Yeah,
They was like you remind me of him. I was like, appreciate it. I was like, what songs have you heard from him? And then they just get to naming like a bunch of Drake tracks, and I'm like, yeah, I know them songs.
You're like, yeah, I love Marvin's Room.
Yeah.
J. Cole did a great job on Marvin's Room, old school.
Yeah, you know, Kendrick did Hotline Bling crazy. That was
Well, you know those old cats. They intermingle everybody in. Man.
yeah. They be like, man,
they mix them in.
They be like, just keep it up, man. Don't stop. I was like, bro, this is how I eat now, bro. I don't stopping isn't an option.
Whoa, is this
for
full
me.
time?
Yeah.
So let me ask you, like with comedians, we have what like just like athletes or whoever NBA, we have what we call off night, where the damn we because we as comedians we never feel that it was us or we overly blame us. It's one or the other depending on what that's going. Have you ever had a night where you just felt the crowd wasn't into it or you couldn't get them like you wanted to get them?
Actually, I had an off night like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And for me, it was like my first real like off night.
Right.
After 7 years,
Yeah.
first real off night.
Yeah, like it.
What? First off, we gonna pause it right there. To you, this was the first really like what bomb of poetry in your head.
Yeah,
it was
like-
off.
Like when I say I got on stage, stumbled through the poem, and then forgot the second half of it, and was just like, yeah, in peace, and walked off.
That's bad, man.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I would have been surprised to see it.
And like what's crazy, everybody in the crowd was surprised. They was like, wait, there's supposed to be more. And I was like, yeah, nigga, I know there's supposed to be more.
what was going on for you to just forget, man?
I ain't gonna lie. I'ma say it.
All right.
It's Rick's fault. It was Rick Sexton's fault.
Oh, Rick. I love you, Rick. I don't know. I love you,
Oh,
Rick. Let's hear a
damn.
Thundercat.
So it was shout out my boy DeAndre, man. DeAndre, that's my guy.
Oh, nigga, was this Imperial?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Imperial events
So-
on Siementhaler.
So look, DeAndre's the feature. And usually after the feature, there's at least like a little intermission right after the feature. I'm outside practicing new shit, and I hear the music. I hear the DJ start playing after DeAndre gets done. So I walk in because he told me I was next after the feature. I'm like, all right, cool. You feel me? Still intermission. You feel me? I got time to run through it one more time. I walk through the door. All I hear is coming to the stage. I'm like, nigga, no. I'm
So
like,
totally
you weren't
disrupted.
prepped.
yeah, like it,
Your rhythm was totally off now.
yeah, and then like when I got up there, like it was bad. I felt like who folded big time. I felt like Devin Booker, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys you could have used.
Or not
yeah.
Jason Tatum, you know. I don't really like.
You couldn't hit shit.
Yeah, it was bad.
You was just out there. Like,
I had a good first quarter.
Bricking.
I had a good first quarter. I got through the first half, and they was like, "Oh yeah, this is nice." And then it was like, "Shit."
So bombing for poets sounds like you're saying bombing for poets is just forgetting your shit basically and stumbling. It's not if a crowd's just not digging it.
And see, bombing for poets is different for each poet. Cause I know for me, I hold myself to a standard of like when I come up here, I'm not just doing poetry for me. Like it's somebody out there in the crowd that's like really going through some shit and can't express it. So it's like shit. When I go up here, I want to be the voice for that one person. Like
Beautiful.
yeah, like the rest of the crowd can, you feel me, snapping, oh, that's a good job. But like it's somebody out there that's like, nigga just lost their job type shit. And I'm like, if I can be the voice for that one person, I'm cool. But like to bomb like that, I felt bad.
You're like, because I didn't get to reach that
Yeah.
person.
And then everybody's like, oh, I still liked your performance. I'm like, it wasn't a performance. I went up there and gave y'all a 30-second snippet of some shit.
Yeah, I mean, I did one of those with not the sidetrack, but I remember when me and Ray were doing an open mic somewhere like around UD. Oh my god, I was like, I think I just turned 18, and everyone was bombing because they wouldn't. It was at Ladders 11, I think it was at.
Okay.
And they wouldn't light nobody. Like when the comics, we supposed to have open mic have 5 minutes. They're not lighting nobody. So people was doing 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Ray did like 25 minutes. Yes, you son of a bitch. You did 25 and murdered. Because everybody else bombed before. Yeah, it was just bad. Everybody was doing bad. So part of me's like, at least we're all doing bad. Then Ray goes up and kills. And then he's bringing me up like, this next guy, you might have seen him trying to break into your car in the parking lot. I was like, wait, I'm up? What?
Wait, huh?
I went up. I was so shook off because he was roasting a white dude in the crowd and telling him to buy him a drink. And dude actually bought him a drink and everything. Everybody
As he should.
Man.
That's reparations. Just gave him a goddamn drink.
Give me my drink.
And I was up there like, I don't know what to say. And I tried to roast the dude, and people were like, hey, leave the guy alone who bought him a drink. I was like, what? And then I did one real joke. It got a giggle, and it got a decent laugh. I was like, all right, good night. No.
Yeah, leave on.
Because I was gone. I didn't even, so you like, I don't even know where to go.
Yeah.
So instead of me making y'all time more miserable, me being up here, you're just like, fuck it. All right.
Because I'm like, I don't want to stress myself out trying to remember the second half to this shit. And like, as for poets, when you're forgetting something, the crowd still tries to be supportive. Like, take your time, poet. And I'll be like, fuck, don't say that.
Oh man, that's what y'all. Man, I'm a little envious of that. Nigga. You don't get nobody.
They gave you some church love. Like, take your time, baby.
Yeah,
come on, baby.
And like that's damn near the equivalent of like really being sad, and then somebody be like, oh, it's okay, and then hug you, and then like the hug just tears. I'm like, man, don't do that, bro.
And put the hand on the shoulder.
It's all right, man. Everything's
baby.
gonna be
here, baby.
No, don't fucking touch me, dude.
So what's the craziest type of show you done for poetry? Like, what's the most you're like, what the fuck is this where I'm at right now?
I did a sip and paint.
All right, explain to people that might not know what's that.
Oh man, PTSD.
Was it all females or was it couples?
Nah, it was. I'm on to say it was majority females, but it was definitely some couples in there.
Right.
So a sip and paint is literally they'll either have like wine, or you feel me, they'll have like a little open bar. Get your sip on, you know what I'm saying? And it's little canvases that you sit at the table and you paint, and people perform. I was the only poet that was set to perform.
And always gotta suck a little bit. Yeah.
I'm on to say I'm used to it now, but then like the other artists just didn't show up either. So it was like they was like, yeah, just take your time, and I was like, all right, cool. I'm not tripping because like the set list I have is perfect. I get on stage, and you feel me, everybody's sipping, they're painting, and it's a group, it's a table full of 5 women. They are drunk. I don't know how many sips they done had.
It's sip paint.
It's gulp, gulp, and I'm like,
They've been drinking,
man. So I get on stage, I go through my intro, what's going on, how y'all doing? They was like, how you doing? I'm like, oh, okay, I see what type of time y'all on. And I was like, all right, cool, just get through my intro. Got through it. I'm like, I'm gonna get into these pieces, get out y'all way, practice some snaps, boom, rewind. If you get the feeling good, I don't have to teach you how to do that. She says, you don't have to teach me, you can help me. I'm like, fuck.
You're like, this is not a back and forth.
They about to molest this boy.
I was 18, so it was definitely about to be that. Granted, I have taken my fair share of the
cougars.
Absolutely,
You're a cougar chaser.
No, I don't chase.
Oh, they chase you.
So we got some questions before we get done.
Finish this story, but we got.
But yeah, so I'm going through my love poems or whatever. Everything's cool, and like in order to cater to the tip jar, I called one of the women from the table up on stage, put a chair up there, and did a love poem, and just made it feel like it was about her. When I say she grabbed dress and dropped, I'm like, oh.
So it's gonna give you some of that spoiled milk, huh?
If she gonna breastfeed you, it's expired.
And And like, listen, it's funny you say spoiled milk because one set higher than the other one. Like I could
That
tell.
was what the baby used to suck.
Oh
that
yeah,
lower.
the baby liked the right one more.
And I was like,
You
know,
gonna suck that hard nipple.
man, it had a little milk.
He was like, "Don't worry, I'll bring down the other one."
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But so after the show, you feel me? I get paid. I'm signing autographs and shit. This is where shit gets crazy.
Okay.
She said, "Can you sign my ass cheeks?" I'm like,
Oh shit.
"You dead ass?"
Of course.
She handed me a Sharpie and said, "Sign my ass cheeks."
That's somebody's mom.
You like?
I needed to be there.
I'm like, all right, bars. And they was like,
Whole thing.
add a message on it. I'm like,
Message.
I'm like,
Shit, you should have drew an arrow and put it here.
So like after I signed my name, I was like, nice yams, and then I traced my hand on her ass cheek, and she was like, "Did you?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "What you doing after this?" And then I was like, another one bites the dust.
No.
You got that old. So let me ask you then. We gonna go right into it.
All right.
All right. Here's the question. No, we going right. Unc's gotta ask these questions because
Hey, I'm here for
hairy or shaved. Your preference.
me personally, and I'm probably gonna get flack for this from my younger generation.
Okay.
Man, throw some hair on it, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby.
Right here, now
That's
you
what
got
I'm
it from
talking
me.
about.
You
Yeah.
got the love from me,
Yeah,
dog.
'cause
I'm a Thundercat. I like some hair on the milk.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm about to say a little texture ain't never hurt nobody. Man. Like, come on.
When you doing that,
Yeah.
you got the Spider-Man web.
yeah.
Let's get that out of there.
Yeah, it's all right. We good though. We
Yeah,
good.
I mean, I'm not talking about just the yard that ain't been trimmed though. I mean, just some.
yeah, I'm on to say just
Yeah, it's just because some of them old ladies, they'll be looking like you're the top of your head. You get.
I
that
could
much-
do a forest. I can work with a forest.
I mean, ain't nobody.
work with it.
Now, one thing I say about
I
that,
could
ain't
work
nobody.
with it. Her shit look like the top of this nigga's hair right now. I could work with it.
I ain't gonna lie, dude.
Ain't no dude ever turned it down. Ain't no dude was
Nah,
like,
hell
well, that's just too much.
I'm a go in her bathroom, get the comb, part that thing down the middle,
Yep.
slick, and you feel me? I'm all right.
Braid it.
I'm about to say I don't plan on being here long anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Me and my cousin had a conversation about this, and he told me that any chick that's hairy, he feels they're funky.
What?
I said, what?
What?
I said, so you mean to tell me if Michelle Obama was hairy, you would say she was funky? He was like, yeah, she would be funky. I said, you are a bougie
He's
ass person.
I'm
that
tearing
nigga's-
Auntie down. I'm sorry, I got to.
Yeah.
You
he
have-
wouldn't have turned it down because he's a freak. He's a
No,
freak.
I'm
Okay, I think we all know because men, we're pretty disgusting. No one's turning it down, but we're saying preferred. What are you going for? And I say I thought I was team hair all the time till I was with a chick. She got what they call that Brazilian wax. For a second, that shit was like you say, Ray, it's like an Oakwood street. That was like a smooth. I was playing because she had that like that fupa area shit. So it was just soft.
Yeah, it's
It was
fun.
like a stress ball. It was great. But like the fur gives you a mantle. It gives you a handle a little bit. I don't know. I may be sicker than you guys, but I'm liking the hair for
I like a
hand
little
move.
friction.
Yeah.
I like a little
That's what
friction.
I like.
I'm about to say carpet burn was fun as a kid.
This fool said,
Carpet burn was fun. For
"Hey
us.
Ray, he might have a knack in stand up too." Shit, man. God.
Listen, man.
It all crosses the boundaries. It's both spoken word. It's just how we present it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm about to say I told one of my cousins, they was like, bruh, because we was having a conversation about the hairy vagina.
Of course, as men
and,
do. Yeah.
And he was like, bruh, sometimes you feel me, the hair make it stink a little bit. I was like, me personally,
That's just that girl.
No.
I'm about to say, look at it like steak, bro. If it ain't medium dirty, like, do you really?
You like I need a. He said I need some seasoning.
You know?
No, but hold on now.
Like I ain't trying
but
to.
you know the difference.
Yeah.
there's an aroma,
Facts.
and then there's like, bitch, you stink.
Yeah, like
nah, this ain't right. This ain't right.
You can tell if you feel me.
Yeah, you know if milk is spoiled or not.
For sure.
That's why you smell it. Okay, this milk is good. It's 2 days beyond the date, but I can still
But
drink
look,
it.
okay, I'll ask this to Ray, since you queer. Even though I'm sure you get your fair share, I've done good on my fair share. I'm in a relationship now, though. I'm love you.
Shout out to the relationship.
But I'm pretty sure for sure you've slept with more women than both of us.
Allegedly.
Okay. So I had to say, was
Great
there
answer.
ever one? Yeah, allegedly, for whoever's watching.
Great answer, Steve.
Allegedly.
Is there any woman you've encountered where the aroma, whatever the smell was, you just couldn't get it done? You're like, nope.
No, there was a woman one time, and I was like, God damn. But the sickness of me was like, I'm too far in.
Oh!
We got to finish this out
He's
real
like,
quick.
we're going to have to do it like this.
We gonna- But I couldn't. But I could put my thermometer in there, but I couldn't lick it. I couldn't. Lick
Oh, okay, you know what?
fair.
That's fair.
That's
I
fair.
couldn't lick
fair.
it.
That's fair.
That's
It.
fair.
That's a turn off. That's a turn off.
fair.
Now that like the big. What would be like the turn? Now one chick turned me off totally because I was at her crib, and she went to the bathroom, but she went in there to drop a deuce.
Oh
Okay.
shit.
And because I could, like, when I walked past the bathroom, I could smell it. And for some reason, my brain and my thing went on strike. It just said, fuck, you know what? We're not doing it.
Nah, man.
We're not doing it. And I just had to act like I was sleepy then. I tried. I couldn't do it at that moment. I wasn't.
I don't know, man.
And you gotta understand, I was in my 40s then, so I had, now
yeah.
maybe my 20s I don't give a fuck. Let's
I'm
go.
telling you now, my answer. I mean, let's go. I mean, like,
Because-
we all shit. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
As long
because you can watch porn all you want, and I know guys like to go to the freaky thing and they like to type in anal, but like I said, you can't smell porn. You can smell real life.
I got a bad sense of smell. It's a blessing and a curse. I can get it.
Rewind. You can't smell porn, man.
Hey, but that was real though.
All anal ain't good anal. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay, I gotta ask this then, since we're on that topic of porn. Then, that's never a great segue.
But I'm gonna bring it back to poetry though. Hold on,
Yeah, go.
But because I've seen some females do poetry, and I've seen some females do some real X-rated shit on stage.
Bro.
And
They
and
crazy.
it's one of the things where I said I don't think any dudes can finesse the mic enough to where they could be
Go out there with gray sweatpants.
like I've seen, like I think me and you was together one night.
Yeah.
We was listening to it. She was like, and you get this wet, and I bet you get set. And as I make a
Eat
puddle
this
that took a
coochie.
mud, and you eat this, click, click, click,
Wow.
click. And we was like, whoa. And I was like, I think it moved. I think it moved.
I was. This is what I was doing.
I was like,
That was beautiful. I don't want to hear it.
How do
I'm
you-
team. I don't want to hear a dude
Yeah.
try that.
Like, how do you follow that?
Honestly, like, so the erotic poetry is
Okay.
It's
Whole genre.
yeah. It's a wild place to be. Erotic poetry is like finding the dark web on accident.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, what is, like, all right, you know, this shit, all right. And then it's like, whoa, is that kidnapping live? And
So are women dominating the erotic poetry space, or is it men dominating?
in my personal opinion, I would say women hold down the erotic poetry scene just off the simple fact of, like, women fantasies are a lot more sexier than men fantasies.
Man,
Like,
Right.
that's a great,
Right.
Cause
yes,
with,
great observation.
with niggas, we keep it simple. Listen,
There's a hole in the bathroom stall. Let's get it done. Let's get.
I walked in, seen them yams, got her home, and went ham in peace. But, like, women will
Like, I heard this chick, man, and she literally, like, it was like so visual on like how you're gonna fuck me,
yeah.
and like just I was just like, oh.
Talking about the pressure she feels. I'm like,
but after the show, it's like, I don't even know how to talk to you now.
Good piece.
I ain't gonna lie, talking to women who do like that type of poetry, it's like it's really easy. You just don't, like, when you go into the conversation, just don't overcomplicate it. Just be like, hey, what inspired you to write that? And then just let her talk.
See, that's because you got poet, not
you got poet, not comics. We
like,
ain't even on that.
But I really be intrigued though, because I'm like, damn. So you on that type of time, but like, where, like, have you fulfilled that fantasy yet? And she be like, no. How you doing?
I'm Mr. Right Now.
Yeah, you know. Mr. Here for a good time.
See, it's always a good thing because you in that scene.
Yeah.
So you can kind of vibe with them, and
they know you.
Yeah, because like there's no, I don't think you went there for it, but once you hear, you like, shit, I think I can slide on. Let me get my book out and say what I need to say.
It's rare though, because like I ain't gonna lie, like some of that shit just be like so graphic to where I'm like, bruh,
I'm scared.
Yeah, like I really think, you feel me, like if you did that to me, I wouldn't make it home.
Yeah.
Like I'd be trapped.
Like, is it worth it?
Yeah, like
like we hear female comedians sometimes they do that, and then they get off stage, and I'd be like, dude, she's not gonna fuck you, man.
Yeah, some dudes.
It's just part of the act.
I just like, hey, good set.
Yeah.
Like,
some dudes will really be like, so.
Like, there's a few.
You like sucking dick.
Yeah, like, there's a few.
I like
girls.
girls.
Like, yeah, like the Columbus scene. They in comedy. Like, if you're a guy, don't go down that. From what I hear in Columbus, they're like, don't go down. Stay in your lane. Yeah. Don't get too wild with these females because they'll say some shit about you.
Yeah, don't do your R. Kelly joke.
Yeah, I fuck around. They be writing a letter about me or something.
Luckily, I don't. And look, I write dirty jokes, but luckily, I'm not like. I think it helps because I'm small. It's unthreatening when I'm saying something really dirty. No one's thinking, oh, this guy's about to.
I'm gonna let you finish but go ahead.
Nobody's thinking this guy's about to. Oh, I'm in danger. It's like the Cat Williams or Kevin Hart effect. It's cute. It's when Ray's getting like, oh, I'm gonna piss on you. This nigga's for real.
But I have to break. It's to the point. Like I did a show. With what's the kid that had the worked at the bone. What's his
struggling on it?
You know,
Deontay,
yeah. You know, I can't remember nobody's name.
Shout out Deontay.
That's my man. Great show, but I did R. Kelly joke, and two women literally got ready to leave. Like, oh, we're not gonna do that. I'm like, ma'am, it's just a joke. Nobody actually got peed on.
Well,
and I guess it was just too visual for them. Like, but they sat down. Then I did my set. They laughed, and it was cool. But
then you peed on them after.
I didn't pee on no. I've never peed on anybody
when
before.
When he's done that joke at the Funny Bone, I bombed at the Funny Bone hard, and then somebody came up to me. A lady was like, "Hey, were you one of the comedians?" And she was fine. I was like, "Oh, snap! I guess she didn't see the set." Hey, I am a comedian. Hey, how are you doing? She was like, yeah. Who was that guy who went up before you? The older guy who was talking about pissing on me? Where is he at? I was like, this.
Damn.
Done missed out. He could have did the real.
I had to leave that night. I was already.
He could have did the real, so I pissed on him.
I was already.
Shit! Turn up, man.
Like, let the little guy pee on you. He'll pee on you.
But like you was saying about, like, you feel me, like being small.
Yeah.
I think like a lot of people when I perform, like they're really like so in tune with my performance because it's like I'm skinny. So like nobody's expecting that much passion and aggression from a little skinny nigga.
No,
and I'm about to be like, yeah, nigga, like, don't get me wrong, I'm in tune with my feelings, but I really like smack the shit out of you,
man,
for real. Like,
I saw you open a poem where he was like, listen here, little nigga. I was like, what? I grabbed my wallet right away. I was like, I don't know what's going on.
So let me ask. So the teacher, let's rewind all the way back to opponents again.
Mm-hmm,
He was getting in a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to be a rapper.
Yep.
So what was he shows it to you, but what was the thing that really like snapped you like? Because he said it. I know you thought about it, but how did that transition you?
It was really like the environment. cause like growing up, I was an only child for 11 years, so it was just me, and like I would go outside and just play basketball in my neighborhood by myself, cause it's like who the fuck am I talking to about my feelings and shit? My mom don't want to hear that shit. She just got off work. She about to take a nap. She gotta deal with my goofy ass. Like, but like going into that environment and just seeing like how supportive everybody is, and I'm like, yeah, that's good shit. And then it's like, here's what you need to do to be like better. I was like, damn, because I'm like the shit I was writing was cool for like somebody just starting, but it was like niggas who had been solidified in the poetry game that was coming to help me and like, hey, these are the steps you need to take. After you take these steps, write that shit, perform it. I'll be there. And then you feel me, we could talk about the next step. So I'm like, it's a constant push of support. And I was like, damn, I didn't have that. This shit kind of cool. You know what I'm saying?
Felt like a big family.
Yeah,
it's important.
Right.
It's definitely a big family. Only difference is it's like we're an Alabama family. So like, you feel me?
Ah,
right.
If I
what does that explain? What that mean?
If I got a poetry cousin, like, hey, you wanna come work on this poem? Yeah, sure.
Man,
Jeez.
I was gonna ask you something about poetry, but I really want to ask you. Saying there's poetry groupies. You explained the yams lady, the cougar yams butt cheek.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to her. I need to do that show
because them yams was Himothy.
I was gonna ask, how does a typical bars kid? You're a young guy. You're very talented. We haven't even talked about it yet, but you got a project you're working on right now and everything. Yeah. Album mode. You can tell he's in album mode. His artist look right now. The hair is grown out. He's writing some fire shit right now.
High Top Samurai coming soon.
Already. So you're very talented. You're successful. This is full-time poetry. So how, after a show, do you even get it going with a poetry type of groupie? Do they come up to you first? Do you know the vibe of them? You go out to them? What happens?
So if I'm on to say whatever my last poem is, so like whatever the vibe of that poem is, so I give you like three different scenarios. So like if I do a love poem and I get off stage, I'm going to the complete opposite side of the room. And I'm just going to sit there, dolo, be on my phone, act like I didn't really give a fuck about my performance. Mm-hmm. And then it's, where's the kid who just did that? Oh, he's all the way over there. Now it's just a train of, hey, I really liked your performance. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Thank you. Definitely appreciate it. I keep my answers real brief. Mm-hmm. That way they do all the talking. I'm like, hey, you got Instagram or something I can follow you? And I'm like, yeah. Boom, these are my shows coming up. I'm not even booked for these shows. I just be seeing like open mics and shit I be thinking about going to, but like if you go, I'll go.
Yeah. That's the finesse. It gets so a lot of times it's not even the night of. You thinking long haul, hey, meet me up at my next shit that I got going on.
Absolutely. And one of my biggest finesses, and I'm about to say I can definitely disclose this information because it's still gonna work.
Word, okay, let it go. Let it off, man.
I have a folder in my phone with 4 poems, and it's literally they're 4 love poems, but they're all like insert name here. And if I ever get to that point to where like we're talking like that, I'm sending it. And they're like, "Oh, you wrote this about me?" I wrote all these poems in high school, my senior year.
Hey man, that's
the toxic kid, man.
Absolutely.
That's the power of that word, man. That's the power of the word. Get them draws down, man.
And even on Valentine's Day, like I done sold these 4 poems all day. Like,
man.
And they be like, bro, I need something from our girl. Here you go. Cash App $10.
So did that, as you're doing that, did that change who you were at the school? Because everybody's trying to rap. No young people around here are.
And
some are, but I'm just saying, because everybody just knows you as who you were.
Yeah.
Now you're transitioning. Are you becoming like, I don't want to say a better student, but you're more involved.
Yeah.
You're watching.
Are you no longer interrupting, or were you interrupting more because of it?
I'm about to say like when I really got involved in it and I was still in high school, I'm on to say I really kept the fact that like I was taking poetry serious to myself, because like I was already in the spotlight within my high school because you feel me. I played a bunch of sports. I'm on to say I was on like our little morning news shit. So I'm like, motherfuckers always saw me, and they always like, oh, that's Kel, you feel me? That's the athlete, the funny guy in school. But I'm like, nobody knows that like when I leave here, I'm really like dedicating my life to a craft, and like when the rest of y'all niggas go home, y'all niggas just chilling. Like I'm really like putting, like,
you working?
I'm putting in my 10,000 hours, and motherfuckers is chilling. So like being that where I'm at, oh shit, it's in that.
Man, get that out the way, man.
Chill out, bro. Black Lives Matter, bro.
Racist ass Nat.
But
Nat coming over here like he talking all intelligent.
yeah, man.
Yeah, don't use those big words around that racist Nat.
Yeah, anti-disestablishmentarianism, nigga. I don't know what it means, but you know, it sound good. But yeah, like me putting in the work, and then like looking at where I'm at now, and like all the people from high school seeing me in the position, they be like, bruh, like I ain't even know like that's what you was really doing. And I'm like, yeah. And they be like, bruh, I fucks with it. I support you, because I'm like, it's different. Like everybody else, you feel me? All my niggas got like kids and shit.
Yeah, I've been going through that too. I'm 20. I'm seeing niggas.
Yeah, like
kids get married.
Yeah, like I be trying to join basketball leagues with my niggas and be like, yeah, bro, I just had 3 daughters yesterday. Nigga, what? Yeah, bro, 3 baby moms.
All had them at the same time.
Yeah, like within like a 3-day weekend.
He over here talking about, you know, I put my name on the girl, on the old lady's ass. Like, over
that
the
was
weekend.
Insane.
Hey, I'm on to say.
I mean, you got different stories. So when you hanging out with your, you know, your original.
Yeah, they're
crew,
like, hey, I was burping my kid, and you like, yeah, I signed the ass cheek.
Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying, like. And then like it be bad because it's like a lot of the people that I was cool with in high school, and then like we fell out, a lot of they moms and aunties be at my shows, and I'll be like, bro, I remember her coming to our basketball games, and she'd be like, oh yeah, I loved your performance.
Yep. And now I'm writing yams on her.
It was definitely one of my old it was one of my old teammates' moms.
You like figure it out, and figure it out.
It was definitely one of my old teammates'
well,
moms. So shout out to her.
Ray, real quick with the BarsKid, man, one good reason why I asked him to be on there isn't just because he's very talented, but also he has an album that he's working on right now. If you'd like to talk about that at all, man.
Yeah, so September 20th, High Top Samurai on all streaming platforms. Yeah, like I really can't like describe like the vibe of the album. It's just gonna be like a lot of good music and some cocaine jokes, cause you know.
Okay, humor's in it.
Yeah.
Word.
You know, I heard a quote the other day. It said, "For God so loved the world, He gave us cocaine," and I was like, "Hey, shout out."
Cocaine's a hell of a dread.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like, but yeah, High Top Samurai,
Okay.
September 20th.
And all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all that.
If you want to talk to Alexa about my album, she'll tell you like, yeah, that nigga got an album.
Just say the BarsKid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right then, man. Look, I've really enjoyed this interview. How about you?
Okay, man. Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
Word?
Me and this guy, we go back and forth. We always we did hair your shade. We agreed.
Mm-hmm.
This one, Ketchup, in the refrigerator or in the cabinet? Which way do you do it?
Ketchup in the refrigerator.
My man.
Hot sauce in the cabinet.
My man.
Everything's in the cabinet, damn it. Not having nothing cold.
Shut your old ass up. All right. This Thundercat likes ketchup in the fridge. He has a hot album coming out. What's the name of the album, Ray? Were you paying attention?
Samurai.
High Top Samurai.
Samurai.
If you follow him on Instagram, you'll see he got his whole profile pic for it. He's promoting for it.
Instagram.
He's recording
Catch 'em.
Instagram.
At TheBarsKid, and that's bars with an S, because you know we spell correctly and shit. No spaces, you fucking idiots.
At the BarsKid.
Anything else you want? Any other social media? YouTube, Facebook, anything?
Nah, don't add me on Facebook. I be clowning. But you can go on all streaming platforms now and listen to my last project, Bars Gervin. That's Gervin, like George Gervin, but bars.
That's for the old school.
There
baby.
we go.
I'm about to say, man.
Old school, baby.
Yeah.
Finger roll, baby.
All right then. So that's all his plugs. It's been a great interview, man. Let's let you leave it off. You got anything to leave us off with, Unk?
Hey man, we really enjoy having you. We're gonna continue to support you.
Definitely
Make sure
appreciate
we
it.
tell people about you. If you put anything out there, we'll be sure to share it
Bet.
on our platform. We really enjoy you, man.
Bet. I'm gonna say if y'all got some aunties coming to the stew like later in the weeks, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that. You competition right now.
Hey, man, thanks for being here, man. Unk&Nephew podcast. Follow us on all social media streaming platforms. We're out. Unk with a K.
That's it, baby.